how old Georgie and Mandy are in young Sheldon and their spin-off, Age Gap Explain. Georgie, Montana Jordan, and Mandy's Emily Osment. Substantial age gap will be a vital element in their relationship in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. The young Sheldon finale marked the end of Sheldon's childhood in Texas, as he starts his new life in California, but that doesn't mean that the rest of his family's lives cannot continue. In an effort to continue to take advantage of the Big Bang Theory franchise's enduring popularity, Chuck, Laura, and CBS are now expanding the universe with a brand new show, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, which started with an unexpectedly popular arc from young Sheldon. While young Sheldon started as an origin story for Jim Parsons' socially inept genius, the Big Bang Theory prequel gradually expanded its storytelling to increase the focus on the rest of the Cooper family. Georgie, Sheldon's older brother, isn't intellectually gifted. Instead, he was mostly focused on his social life, particularly dating. He already had a few girlfriends when he met Mandy, and what started as just a fun fling eventually became a lifelong commitment for the pair. Aside from the unexpected pregnancy, their big age gap makes their romance a bit trickier to navigate. Georgie is 18 and Mandy is 30 in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Georgie was 17 and Mandy was 29 when they started dating in young Sheldon. There were a lot of changes in the Cooper clan in young Sheldon Season 5, particularly for George and Mary's eldest. While Sheldon settled at East Texas Tech for his undergraduate, Georgie decided to drop out of school altogether. Understandably, his parents weren't thrilled. George even threw him out, so he moved into the family's garage. Luckily, Meemaw's booming laundromat/illegal gambling den was starting to get traction, and it didn't take long before Georgie's grandmother unofficially hired him to manage the establishment. Georgie was 17 and Mandy was 29 when they first met in young Sheldon Season 5, Episode 11, A Lock-In, A Weather Girl, and a Disgusting Habit. That was when he crossed paths with Mandy for the first time. Osment's character just moved back to Medford after a stint in Texas, and she was doing laundry at Meemaw's shop when he spotted her. Georgie was 17 and Mandy was 29 when they first met in young Sheldon Season 5, Episode 11, A Lock-In, A Weather Girl, and a Disgusting Habit. The pair's relationship progressed quite quickly, and by Episode 17, A Solo Peanut, A Social Butterfly, and the Truth, it was revealed that the pair was pregnant just before George died in young Sheldon Season 7, Georgie turned 18. It was an occasion that was celebrated by Mandy, considering that throughout their relationship up until that point, baby Cease's dad was essentially underaged. Since Georgie and Mandy's first marriage will pick up just a couple of months after that tragedy, Georgie will be the same age, while his wife will have already grown older for at least one more year when they return for the upcoming The Big Bang Theory Universe series. Why Georgie and Mandy have such a big age gap? The characters lied about their ages. The age gap between Georgie and Mandy was always clear. Georgie being attracted to an older woman was an angle that young Sheldon leaned on when they first met. However, what the Big Bang Theory prequel didn't establish head-on was just how wide the difference was. Both characters lied about their age when they first started going out. Georgie said he was 21 when he was just 17, while Mandy claimed that she was 25 instead of 29. A 3-year gap didn't seem to be that big, so it made it easier for the couple to continue hanging out. Even Georgie recognized that his initial relationship with Mandy was just a fun fling that would ultimately end. In any case, it didn't seem like they wanted a long-term relationship with each other. Even Georgie recognized that his initial relationship with Mandy was just a fun fling that would ultimately end. Things changed when it was revealed that they got unexpectedly pregnant during young Sheldon's 100th episode. By then, their true ages were already revealed, but they were forced to continue keeping in contact because Mandy was expecting. How old Georgie and Mandy's actors are. The ages of Montana Jordan and Emily Osment explain. In reality, Jordan and Osment do have a wide age gap, almost similar to their characters in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. While Georgie is 18 and Mandy is 13, when the Young Sheldon sequel premieres, their actors are 21 and 32 years old, respectively. Both have already had their birthdays this year back in March. This should help sell the idea of Georgie and Mandy's age gap, especially if the ramifications of their situation will be further explored in Georgie and Mandy's first marriage. If it's going to be a factor in their dreaded The Big Bang Theory future, it is vital to further discuss this part of their relationship in their upcoming series. Young Sheldon kind of forgot about this matter in its last season, but its sequel has the time to bring it back at the forefront of its storytelling. How Georgie and Mandy's age gap impacts their story in first marriage. Audrey can use it to drive a wedge between them. After the initial fallout from their big age gap, the matter wasn't really fully explored anymore in Young Sheldon. Instead, the focus was shifted to how they were going to handle Mandy being pregnant, especially since her parents had turned her away from their home. At this point, the pair was no longer in a relationship, which meant that their only connection was baby C's. Despite that, Mima still took Mandy in and expanded Georgie's role in her illegal gambling den business so he could earn more to support his family. With Mandy's mother, Audrey, openly against Georgie, she could use the age gap reality to drive them apart. Since Young Sheldon's cancellation was somehow unexpected, considering the show's popularity, it had to also tie other loose narratives outside of Georgie and Mandy's relationship. The Big Bang Theory prequel did plant seeds for their spin-off sequel, however, including their move to the McAllister home, which will be their home base moving forward. That said, with Mandy's mother, Audrey, openly against Georgie, she could use the age gap reality to drive them apart. She already subtly did this in Young Sheldon Season 7, by insinuating the supposed incompetence and childishness of George and Mary's firstborn. The good thing is, despite the Big Bang Theory spin-off predetermining that baby Cease's parents will eventually go their separate ways in the future, Georgie and Mandy's first marriage title suggests that they can eventually get back together. In terms of the timeline, their reunion should happen after the Big Bang Theory finale, since they were still separated. If Georgie and Mandy's first marriage decides to end its run the same way Young Sheldon did, with a flash forward, it would have to bring back Jerry O'Connell as adult Georgie and either age Osment or recast the part altogether.